Good afternoon, everybody, and a very warm, and it is a warm, well, it's warm here in the commentary box.
Very
it's
warm.
Sunny at Brands Hatch as well. Richard, John Neal and Phil Glue with you once again. A delight to be here, Phil, on Saturday for our second Saturday of F4 racing. New for this year that we're covering as much as we can. Everything certainly on the TOCA weekends, and talks going on about the non-TOCA weekends as well, but I'll be shot if I say anything up front on that one. But yeah, super to be back. We had a terrific round at Donington Park 3 weekends ago, and you can see a little bit of a breeze. Let's hope it's just the flags that are flapping and not the drivers on track when we get going. But qualifying's been interesting. You know, it's already given us different things to what we might have expected.
Yeah, things to talk about as well with this whole qualifying system for Brands Hatch Indy. Because it's such a short circuit, they split the qualifying in half and put 15 cars in Group 1 and 15 cars in Group 2. And that is actually what they do in FIF3, which is really good practice for these guys at places like Monaco or Monza, because it's a bit of a tow fest at Monza. So they split the grids so that they can, basically the quickest group goes on the pole side. So first, third, fifth, so on. And the slowest group goes second, fourth, sixth, so on. There's some maths for you.
That's very good. Know your 2 times table then.
Thank you.
Very good. And it's there's Adam Al-Azhari, who, you know, we were tipping a lot of drivers, to be fair, as to who might do well. Adam, I think probably we were maybe, was he disappointed with Donington? But if he was, he's happy now because he's got double pole here at Brands.
He certainly has, and a bit of a story that I'd found out from the high-tech boys was it was his new boots that gave him the pole position. And that's not the new tyres, which is what we call new tyres.
I think you were under a misapprehension.
I was like, mate, everyone had new boots. But no, he actually had new boots.
New boots.
So,
new shoes.
Which is quite rare, because normally you have to bed them in a little bit and make them a little bit softer.
Is that right?
Yeah, definitely, yeah. Yeah, I tried them once and I couldn't feel the pedals. So fair play to Al-Azhari. I think he's done a mega job to put it on pole with his new boots. And we've got Jeff Hall here, who's the Mercedes young driver at Argenti, who's gone P2.
Yeah, so we've had a little bit of a shake-up, and that continues if we go past Ethan Jeff Hall with Lewis Werrell, who lines up in 3rd place for JHR. So he is qualified, and that was 2nd in group, but obviously places him 3rd on the grid.
Yep.
And the key thing is, I suppose, Dries van Langendonk is down in 8th on the grid, so he's got a bit. There is Lewis Werrell. Great to see JHR up there.
Yeah.
And we're a little bit of a way down. We're going to have a look at the championship standings. I think most of our viewers who love their single-seater action on the ladder probably won't know, actually they will know from the various social media outlets, but if you're just a viewer and you don't look at the results, what you probably won't know is that Van Langendonk had a penalty in race 3 at Donington, and it was Joseph Smith who got the win post-race, which gives us all sorts of post-production work to do.
Yeah, it certainly did. Dries van Langendonk.
Repeat after me. We've got a new driver, Autumn Fisher, American-Canadian driver, been racing in French F4.
Yeah, I was talking to her earlier. She's done 1 round so far, French F4, which is actually the old style British F4 car, the McGow, if you remember, a few years ago, before the Tatters came along. So yeah, she's got her next round, I think, next weekend at Dijon. And this is only her 2nd single-seater race, so she's doing a great job with the CDR team. She's starting 28th on the grid here, but we welcome a new face to the grid who's replacing Peter. Is it for this round?
Yeah, and go on, have a go at the surname.
No,
Oriovsky. Piotr Oriovsky.
Back to Dries, though. What we were talking about, Dries.
Because you can say Dries.
Van Langendonk.
Yeah.
I can't say his surname, though. I spoke to him after qualifying, and he said he struggled for grip. I think a lot of them struggle for grip, but they struggle from free practice to qualifying just to find that ultimate pace, which really did hurt him. It didn't hurt his teammate, though. He actually towed his teammate round for the entire session, Ethan Lennon, and he actually got pole in the 2nd session, which puts him P2, I think, for race 3 at the end of the weekend.
Right, yeah, that makes sense.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, Ethan was a race winner, reverse grid race winner here. Not here, at Donington Park, we have to say. So it was Rodin winning the first 2 races of the season. Let's have a look how they line up, though, for round 4. First race of the weekend here on Brands Indy. Adam Al-Azhari on pole, Ethan Jeff Hall next up from Lewis Werrell and Theo Palmer. Tommy Harfield is on row 3 with Ethan Lennon. Timo Jungling on row 4 with Dries van Langendonk, Joseph Smith. Next to him is Jarrett Clark, who was quick in testing yesterday. Mate Kobahidze and Hani Sadiq completing row 6. The 7th row, Cameron Nelson and Scott Lindblom, George Proudfort-Nalder and Ethan Carney on row 8, followed by Jabba Al-Sabah and Cash Felber. Roman Felber is next from Cole Hewitson. Vegard Clementson and Henry Mercier is next up on row 11. Row 12 with Jackson Wolney and Kit Bolofsky. Daniela Sutton improves on her performance at Donington. She lines up on row 13 with Alfie Slater. Autumn Fisher, welcome Autumn, to the championship with Leon Headforth next up. Chiara Batig and Sun Anju next up. And that completes the grid. So a good grid in the sunshine. The sun fairly high in the sky, so hopefully won't cause too many visibility problems for the drivers, but a big opportunity here for Al-Azhari to get himself up into the upper echelons of the championship, which doesn't matter too much that he's not there at the moment, but he does want to get in the fight as early as possible. You actually called his name out at the start of the year before we had the first qualifying. You said he was going to be one to watch, and I was talking about Dries and Jeff Hall. So yeah, it's nice to see Adam up there, because he is a race winner around here. Last year, I think it was, he won the race on GP.
GP, yeah. And when he was at Rodin, he's now joined High Tech, and he's now on pole. So he's obviously a bit of a brand specialist. He'll thank you for that. So with me tipping him and you saying he's a brand specialist, he might as well pack up and go home now. Yeah, he better win. Although it's really hard to get off pole position here at Brands. On the inside it is, isn't it? Because it's in the dip, yeah. That's a good point. I wonder whether they did consider maybe doing it the other way round, but you... Yeah, P2 is normally the better place because you're higher up, you've got a better line into T1, but let's see what happens. Ethan Jeff Hall in blue on the front row, outside staggered grid, and Adam Al-Azhari on pole, gets it away well. Bit slow from Lewis Werrell, or very slow from Lewis Werrell, but look at Van Langendonk, who switched to the inside line. He's trying to charge up the inside and make progress as Ethan Jeff Hall attacks the outside run here. This is brave stuff from Jeff Hall. Is he going to be able to get the position as they go up into Druids? Al-Azhari will have something to say about that. Squeezed him wide there as he just locked up. That nearly allows Harfield through. Yeah. He's up into third place already. And we know Harfield is an out-and-out racer. I mean, they're all racers by definition, but Tommy's the one last year that stood out for me, probably going for more moves than some of the other drivers, and that might just be an incorrect perception from me, but that's what I felt. Someone's going down the inside. I think that's Palmer down at the inside of Harfield. He's trying to get up to third place, but Harfield's got the momentum to try and keep that position. Great bit of driving from the CDR driver. Yeah, Theo Palmer, 5th in the standings, and that first round at Donington Park had fastest lap, 2 fastest laps and a podium, so we cannot discount Palmer. Oh, he's tried again going into paddock, he hasn't quite made it, and he's now open for a move from Wirral, who made a bad start, but doing a great job to get back up there. So Palmer's attacking hard with Wirral now down the inside of him. He's up to 4th. Good recovery from Lewis, wasn't it, there, getting back. That's going to take the pressure off Harfield. Kit Bolofsky. And we've got a few. That's Joseph Smith, isn't it? Yeah, there's Smith, there's Bolofsky. I think there's another Fortec car as well. Yeah, I think that's Cash Felber, isn't it, in the 11 Fortec car that is off. And glad my number's on, as rusty as I thought it might be on after a 3-week break. Yeah, I thought that. Going to struggle. So we've got Bolofsky off at the last corner at Surtees, Clearways, and we've got a couple off at the hairpin, I think, at T2. So we've got a safety car. We'll have to have another look to see exactly what happened, but yeah, it's not a great start, but yeah, there's some action already. I think we're going to expect it on Brands Indy. It's probably, is it the smallest track on the calendar? I probably should do my homework on that with Joseph Smith, who got the 3rd race win post-judicial at Donington Park. So you can go from being a race-winning driver to being involved, which is a terrific pity. Is that up at Druids? I'm looking out the comms box window and I can't see it because the bank cuts in front of where Joseph Smith is. Bit of a shame for Joseph, because that was 2nd in the championship down the Swanee. Dries van Langendonk, championship leader, down in 7th. So we're seeing, and yeah, car in different, as you rightly pointed out, a different place on the circuit. But being one of the shortest tracks, you know, this is why Motorsport UK look to move the British F4 Championship onto other Grand Prix circuits like Zandvoort. And we know Zandvoort
maybe isn't going to be a GP circuit going forward too long. But that and Silverstone is very good training for where these guys want to go. They still want to race on the short tracks and the challenging tracks, but also they need to get some experience elsewhere. Yeah, but Brands Indy can cause some problems.
It can, yeah, but it's an iconic circuit, isn't it? It's where the Formula Ford Festival was here for years, still going now. You know, it's very important for F4 and Formula Ford to keep their connection. And you know, I think we've got a red flag. Yeah, red flag. There's too much carnage, so we're going to restart this race.
Yeah, nice call by the officials. Andy Butler, the clerk of the course, will have assessed the situation. Obviously got the safety car out as quickly as possible to keep everybody safe, which was a great decision. And then there'll be a little bit more of deliberation from Andy and the team, and then decide that, yeah, if there's a little bit too much to clear up, the best thing to do is just get everyone either on the grid in sort of parc fermé conditions, ready for a restart, whilst the rescue crews, our wonderful marshals and rescue teams, can do the business, get everything ready, get the cars clear. And again, being a tight short circuit, there's always the danger that a car might go. I mean, they're not going to resume racing until the cars are out of the way.
No, of course, yeah, and it is the safest option, and it's the quickest option because, like you said, when the track's so short, it's very difficult for the marshals and the recovery crew to get to work, because obviously they're always going to be concerned about, you know, the next group of cars coming through. So yeah, this allows the low loaders to come on the track, all the recovery vehicles to start collecting these cars and move them very quickly. I think we'll be underway again very soon.
I went to the Mini. We got Minis racing with us. I know many people are just watching for single seaters, but the point I was going to make is about the driver briefings. I went to the Mini driver briefing, Luke Cordell, this morning, and Luke tells you stuff that you probably know, but he doesn't say it in such a way that you're thinking, hang on, why are you saying that again? It's delivered by the clerks very succinctly and sincerely, you know, to keep everybody safe at the briefings.
Yeah, absolutely. The briefings are so important. You know, it's they've become a lot more detailed over the years, because I don't feel like they realised how important it was for the drivers to be told exactly how things are going to be done and what's going to happen if certain situations occur. So, you know, drivers just want to go racing. They don't really care about all the rules. So you've got to enforce them.
They don't care about the rules.
Not really. No. Yeah.
Look at that line though.
I know, it's perfect,
amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
What a line of cars. Yeah, well, I was going to go to a point there. Probably wasn't going to be a good one necessarily, but yeah, drivers' briefings, absolutely. Oh yeah, drivers' briefing. There was a guy in F4 last year who used to take his phone and record it.
Oh yeah.
And he got into trouble for doing that.
Why?
Well, apparently, I'm not going to say who it was, but he got pulled up about something and then went back to the clerk and said, but at the driver's briefing, you said da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
It's clever.
And I can prove it.
Yeah. What's wrong with that?
And then there was a debate about whether you should. And to me, I don't see a problem with it, because if something is said, then it's officially there. And, you know, your brain is a recording device.
Exactly, yeah.
As is a phone.
Yeah, but it's not only that, it's the fact that I struggle to take on all that information in one go, so it's good to refer back to it. So
yeah,
as drivers, we're not the smartest, so we like to sort of...
Didn't like to say, you know. Mind you, I've got to say there are more drivers getting commentary jobs than journalists at the moment, so I better keep stum.
No, we're co-commentators. We're not commentators. We're just here to help.
It's always a shame to see a damaged car. The good news is, of course, they've got overnight to sort it out and get out for the reverse grid. So where is Joseph in the group? So he was on row 5. So
yeah, he was high up there.
So he's going to be on row 2 tomorrow if there's sort of comparable with, obviously we're looking at the times from the second fastest time here.
Yeah. It's a shame for Fortec. They've got 2 cars to rebuild there. I think we haven't actually seen Cash Felber's car. You can see it just on the right there of the screen. It's obviously in the wall, but I don't know how bad. But we know that Belowski's off at the last corner is quite bad. So, yeah, Fortec have got a busy evening, which is a shame for them, as have obviously Virtuosi with Joseph Smith's car, because that didn't look too tidy at all. So, yeah, good luck to the teams trying to get them all rebuilt, but they're capable guys at these teams, so I'm sure we'll be absolutely fine, ready for race 2 tomorrow.
I'm sure they will. There was we were having a little debate with a couple of people in the paddock earlier on today, and about the merits of there's a few people beginning to say we don't want the reverse grid race anymore, and it is only a handful of people, but I think it works really well.
Yeah, I like it. It makes our job really exciting, actually. I mean, isn't it exciting already, because you've got 32 cars to talk about.
But it adds another equation, and the drivers are rewarded for passes.
And the thing is, everything up to F2 has got reverse grid, so we have to have it to be able to help these drivers learn how to drive on a reverse grid.
If you can't overtake, then you're not a racing driver.
Well, exactly, yeah. I mean, you could say that it's a little bit false and it's not fair on having the fastest drivers at the front, but at the same time, if they've done it all the way to F2, you know, and there has been talks of doing it in F1, it's not happened yet, but they have sort of considered it. Don't they? Well, yeah. Well, I don't know. They did do something in F1, but it's not quite right either, in my opinion. But yeah, it's definitely something that's needed for the younger generation who are trying to make it all the way to the top of the F1 ladder.
I think it's it's done because it's safe, and it's the top 10 reverse, top 12 reverse is much better than
the whole grid,
which we had, and I think that did cause a few problems. But
that was in GB. We didn't have that in.
Yeah, we did have full reverse. Yeah, a couple of seasons ago.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, I think it was 3 years ago. 2 years ago. Well, last year we weren't here, and I was looking at the previous result, which was 2024, double for Deegan Fairclough, double pole and double off the front win, and Abby Pulling had her only win in F4 in the reverse grid race.
Oh yes, I remember that. Yeah. That was a full reverse, was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh no, sorry, I think that was a partial. I think we did full reverse. It was either year before or the year before that.
Okay.
But what I was coming back to was just to reiterate the point that F4 have really thought this through. Motorsport UK have thought it through. And if you're starting 12th on the grid because you got pole at the start of the meeting, you get points for places that you overtake. So you're rewarded. You're not 100% penalised. You're still being rewarded for places gained. So to my mind, it works all the way around. You're getting overtaking experience. In the top 12, you're probably not going to have somebody who's going to have issues off the front of a partial reverse. You're going to have someone who's relatively up to pace. So in theory, shouldn't be causing any problems.
Yeah, no, exactly. Let's see what happened again in the at the start of the race. It's hopefully going to be, they're starting to line up again in position, but we're going to hopefully have another look at a replay. Let's see the start again. So Jeff Hall, he did get a good start. It was Well that didn't, and Hartfield was the one that was on the move. He was straight up to third. You can see Jeff Hall tried to go around the outside. He almost made it work, didn't he? It's just that unfortunately he's on the outside for turn 2, which then Al-Azhari
takes him out wide.
Yeah, very. That's a little bit too far. He's done well to sort of keep P2, but he ain't going to be happy about it.
Is that clockable? Is that something where
it's 100% going to be looked at? It'd be daft if it's not, because that is him driving someone else off the circuit. And
so let's play a game. Phil, welcome to the first edition of You Are the Clerk.
We just saw the instant there. Sorry, I'm not going to be a clerk right now.
All right, then you're not going to play.
I can on this one. That one was there was a little bit of a similar situation where that was actually Belofsky and Smith there, I think. So I think we're going to see it again. Come up the hill. We're just going to see as they come through turn 2. The contact, I think, was actually nothing to do with Cash Felber, I don't think. I think it was, let's see again.
Cash
so Cash has had his own incident with someone else, and that's why he's on the grass at that point. But if we just look further back here, we'll see what happened to Joseph Smith. Yeah, he came off one of the JHR cars.
It's Youngling, isn't it, with the green helmet?
Youngling, number 2. So he's taken out Smith. It didn't look intentional at all, obviously, but it was definitely a little bit clumsy, and Smith probably could have backed out of that a little bit.
And Felber was in his own one and just sort of toured round and was blocked.
And then Belofsky has had another one later on the lap into the last corner. So, lots of action on the first lap of the first race. So let's see what the next start's going to bring.
Adam Al-Azhari has got to do all the work again. It was interesting to rewatch Lewis Werrell. He lost 2 places. He lost the place to Harfield and also Theo Palmer. He managed to stop Van Langendonk in his track, so it wasn't too bad for Werrell, and then had to come back. But he gets a second bite of the cherry here, doesn't he, Werrell? So he's probably the luckiest driver out of the ones that are there. And Tommy Harfield will probably be ruining the fact that we got the restart, because he is back right behind him.
Yeah, that is a shame for him. He obviously made a great start. Okay, so they are starting in the positions that because they managed to cross the line twice, didn't they? Once. Can't remember now. So he's starting third.
Oh, okay.
By the looks of it. Is that right?
You are correct, yes. Yep, absolutely right. So he actually has come out of it okay.
Yeah, he has, yeah.
I eat my words.
So he's, so they've obviously crossed the line twice, and then it's gone back a lap when they red flagged it.
Do you remember at Donington Park in race 1, we were saying about Tommy Harfield got into the top 10, and we said, and it was from way back, and we said that's the hardest point he's ever earned. Yeah. Got it taken away, didn't he? In the judicials.
Did he?
Yeah, I think track limits.
Oh, he did, didn't he? Finish 11th. Yeah.
So that drive netted him 0, which is such a pity for a hard drive. Yeah. So yeah, he was classified 11th.
Because you've got to score points to get the overtaking points.
Oh no, this was in race 1.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
Because he qualified, he didn't do very well in qualifying.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But he came through from very near the back up into the top 10, and I said that is the hardest earned point he's ever got.
You're right.
And he didn't get the point.
And so CDR obviously didn't have a great Donington at all, apart from Harfield obviously fighting back, but they qualified badly. But it's great to see CDR fighting for the front rows here, with Harfield starting 5th on the original start, but now starting 3rd. So we'll see if they can get another podium.
We will see what he can do from there. He's well placed here to have another go. So yeah, these are the positions, just to clarify, as Phil said, these are as they were at the end of lap 2, as they go off on the green flag lap. And Harfield, having made up 2 places on his original start, now into podium position.
We've got Staller at the further back, but it looks like they've got going again. I think we're okay.
Daniela Sutton just getting off the line there.
Yeah, but I don't think that was the Staller. I think there was another one on the left-hand side of the track. I think couldn't quite see because the sun's getting lower now.
Was that? That was Henry Mercier. So Henry's down behind Daniela now.
So is it him that couldn't get it off the line?
I wondered. Yeah,
I'm not sure.
Didn't think it looked like. I haven't got the revised.
No, you're right
grid,
though. Yeah, Mercier is back down there.
Let's have a look at the revised grid then. So second time of asking, we're going to get underway. Adam Alazari from Ethan Jeffel, Tommy Harfield on row 2 from Lewis Werrell, and on 3rd row, Theo Palmer and Ethan Lennon. Dries van Langendonk on row 4 with Timo Jungling, Scotkin, Lindblom and Jarrett Clark on the 5th row, followed by George Proudford-Nalder and Hani Sadiq. Cameron Nelson next up from Ethan Carney, Jabba Al-Sabah on row 8 with Cole Hewitson, row 9 Roman Felber and Vegard Clementson. Jackson Walmley on row 10 with Alfie Slater. Behind them, Cara Batig has already made good progress here, alongside Leon Headforth. Autumn Fisher is on row 12 with Mate Kobahidze. And following them, the grid completed by Daniela Sutton, Sun Anshu and Henry Mercier.
So Henry must have had a problem in his first start of the race, because he has dropped all the way back from 21st to last now. So yeah, this was Sutton trying to get away. So yeah, there was another one as well on the right-hand side of the grid as we're looking down it that also struggled to get away. But yeah, like you say, Batig, she's done a great job from starting at the back there to get further up the grid, because she had a real problem in qualifying. She had a technical issue with the gearbox, which actually they've never seen it before, but it literally, the bell housing is completely disintegrated and it, basically couldn't drive the thing back to the pits. Dropped a little bit of oil, which was probably the reason why the second group in qualifying was a little bit slower than the first group. But yeah, great job from her so far, and great job from the high-tech team from getting the car sorted after qualifying, ready for race 1. As we see Adam Alazari on pole position, let's see if he can fend off Jeffel once again.
Looking to grab his first win of the season. It'd be great for us if we get a 4th different winner of the year. We had Dries van Langendonk, Ethan Lennon and Joseph Smith winning at Donington Park. Smith clearly won't be winning this one, which is a great pity, but he will bounce back for race 2 and could be in fine battle in a decent position for race 2. Let's see if we are ready to go then. So Alazari, Ethan Jeffel will get a second bite of the cherry as well. The big grids, of course, means that the front runners have to wait a long time for everybody to be in order and to go. Our FIA lighting sequence will get underway, which it does. So take 2, Alazari from Jeffel, Tommy Harfield in P3. They all get away. Well,
Harfield!
Yeah, Tommy Harfield, like a rocket ship, almost goes in the back of Alazari, but he's on the inside and looking for second.
Oh, what a start once again. He's a great starter. And look at Jeffel round the outside into the lead.
Ethan, Jeff Hall, Adam Alazari will wonder what was coming through. Tommy Harfield in third, 3 wide with Van Langendonk in orange looking around the outside from 7th on the grid. Is he going to be able to make up a place here on the inside? But Ethan, Jeff Hall aced that one.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant. Yeah, he obviously learned from the start of the first start, and he's managed to do the job in the second one and get himself into the lead. So yeah, we were watching Harfield, and someone goes very wide. Proudford-Nalder runs very wide. Then that takes out one of the Fortec cars. Hopefully he manages to get going again. He hits the tarmac, has the grip to carry on. But yeah, that was close to another shunt there.
Yeah, and if you end up getting 2 red flags, they'll probably can the race, and the drivers don't want to do that.
That's Lindblom there having a big lock-up going into turn 1 as he nearly hit the back of is that Lennon there. Yes, we've also got one of the JHR cars.
Timo Jungling, isn't it? The green, the 2 over the curbs goes Ethan Lennon, and let's see.
Oh, great move there from Lindblom round the outside of turn 3, manages to get past Lennon and all over the back of Jungling.
Well, of course, you know, Lindblom wants to get up on turns with Van Langendonk, but he's not that far away from him at the moment.
Yeah, as you can see there's a little bit of squeezing Proudford-Nalder there. He managed to keep it on. It wasn't really Proudford's fault, because obviously he was airborne. Yeah. He couldn't do anything about that, unfortunately. That is literally racing, and you can't do anything about penalising someone when you're airborne from another incident and you're trying to keep yourself on the circuit.
Not a good day for the Felber brothers, is it, at the moment? So they'll be hoping that their weekend will improve tomorrow as Jeff Hall continues to lead. Alazari, Harfield, Werrell in 4th position will be keen to get back up onto podium pace, which of course he had in qualifying. And at the moment now, we just want to get into that bit where they settle down and start to think about race tactics and racecraft.
We've got Hewitson there battling hard for positions in. He's in 14th, so they just need to make up a few more places for the XL driver to score some points. But yeah, I think that was Sadiq and Proudford-Nalder who had a very near miss there. Oh, we've got Henry Mercier there who's got a problem. Looks like he's either had an issue with the car or there has been contact coming down into turn 3, but it's in a very awkward place, which I think is going to bring out a safety car.
Yeah, that needs to be recovered. It's about where the lead cars are coming into zone now, and they'll have seen the signage. You can see the waved yellows there. We've got the big LEDs that the drivers will see. You get briefed at the driver briefing as to where they are. The clerk will even tell you, in some cases, you know, if there's an incident at a certain point, we might put the yellow flags out, single waved yellow flag out earlier, so that you're aware for the safety of other drivers. But yeah, safety car now, right call for Henry, and to keep everybody safe.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it'd be good to see exactly what happened there. I don't know whether he's got broken suspension and he just can't get it back to the pits, or whether it was a failure of some sort. But yeah, we'll see in a second, I'm sure. With the safety car now, he's down at the exit of Graham Hill, ready to take the leader of Jeff Hall.
Yeah, different. Normally we'd expect the safety car to come out at the end of pit lane, but it's quite sensible to have it on Graham Hill Bend. The only issue is if people are going too fast, they don't see it, but they'd have picked up the signals that something was happening for sure anyway. So look at Vegard Clementson in the 88 running down in 25th place, and only one car behind him now, which is Daniela Sutton coming out of the pits.
Yeah, she's pitted, so CDR not having a great race apart from Harfield, who's in P3. But yeah, I think this is going to be a very short safety car. I can already see out the window of the commentary box that they've got Mercier's car out of the way, and I think this will be maybe 1 lap.
Fingers crossed that is the case. The lights will generally go off again along Cooper Straight, which is where the safety car joins the track, and the instruction will come through from Andy Butler, the clerk of the course, to Scott Stringfellow and his co-driver Kieran Salmons to get things going. Daniela's not hanging about, she wants to join the end of the pack. Yeah,
she's doing the right thing. Obviously you must go slower past the main incident, which is on the back straight, and yeah, as not as fast as you can, but pretty pacey if you can try and catch up with the train of cars. Now let's see if the lights are going to go out this time. It doesn't look like it unless they go out very late.
I think we're going to get another lap,
yeah,
as you say, unless it does a late one.
Yeah.
Different clerks will do it a different way, so we might get a switch off now, but it's probably a bit too late.
No, it'll stay on now. They can't do it that late, so it will be 1 more lap, I think. But yeah, I don't see why it would take too much longer to drag this car through the gate, which is which is exactly the same gate as where the safety car came from.
Yep, that's true. Oh yeah, still being recovered down there. It's going to be an interesting restart though, because if we look outside, we've got Lewis Werrell 4, Theo Palmer, who's been very quick the first couple of rounds, setting himself up to be a consistent scorer over the first 2 weekends. Jarrett Clark, who was very quick in testing.
Yeah. It was a bit of a surprise actually for the team and for Jarrett himself that he's down in he qualified down in 10th, because he was quickest yesterday in free practice.
How can that switch though? For being really quick midweek, because they had an official test here midweek.
There's a number of reasons which I'm sure some of the teams won't want me to talk about, but some of it is just conditions. Maybe it was a little bit cooler yesterday, and they've not quite adjusted the car for the heat, because it is a lot hotter today at Brands Hatch. So we do have another lap of the safety car. I am not sure why this is taking so long, but
it's very nearly clear of the gate.
Yeah, it is. So this will be the last lap. Let's have another look at the second start, where you can see Harfield in P3 got an absolute launch off the line. That was unreal and unfortunate for him, because I think he had the momentum to get the lead there if he could find the gap, but unfortunately for him that was not going to happen. And I honestly think Al-Azhari was looking at Harfield, and that's what allowed Jeff Hall to just drive around the outside. But it was a superb start from Jeff Hall. He is something, he won't like me to say this, want me to say this, but he wasn't the best at starting in Ginetta Juniors, not last year, the year before. So he's definitely sorted out his starts for this year in F4, which is his main championship campaign. But safety car lights are finally out, so let's see what Jeff Hall can do from the lead of the race.
Yeah, he won at Silverstone National last year, so that's another relatively short track. It is a completely different arena, really, to Brands Hatch Indy. But look how close this. And this is Ethan's for controlling now, isn't it? I think he's done a reasonable job there.
He has there, yeah. It's I thought Al-Azhari was all over the back of him then, but he just caught him off guard, and he's got a really good lead. There's some real close battles behind, but this one at the front, Jeff Hall has definitely done the job. Harfield is under pressure, and so is Wirral.
Palmer up the inside. Let's see whether he can go through. Can't quite do it.
No, that was a good effort, but now he is under pressure from Clark and Dries, who's down in 7th.
Yeah, Timo Jungling and then Scott Lindblom are next up. They've all actually restarted very well. We've seen a couple of attacks. We've seen those fended off. No place changes, but fascinating stuff to watch with only 9 minutes. We've only got half the race left now, and we've barely had any racing action so far. As through goes George Proudfort-Nalder, puts a good move on Sadiq.
Yeah, Sadiq and him had a little bit of a coming together a couple of laps ago, so that was a bit of a clean move there from Proudfort-Nalder. Good move as well. But back to Lindblom, who's in the Red Bull high-tech car. He's done a great job to get up from 13th. He's now in 9th. You can see he was fighting hard earlier. He looks racy. Let's see if he can make up some more places.
Yeah, you need to be in the points, don't you? So he's got that first objective of getting onto the points part of the result sheet. Now he just wants to get up as high as he can, because every point can count. And as we've seen in these opening rounds, you tend to get the performances of different teams working at different tracks. It's Ethan Jeff Hall looking fairly comfortable out front at the moment. Al-Azhari and Harfield in P3. How much of it would, Harfield's always going to want to win races, but it's not going to be a bad thing for bed himself in and just get a podium here.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Just talking about Lindblom there, that's number 5, who has got a black and white flag there for track limits, so he needs to be a little bit careful now. Yes, he was racing and attacking hard early on in the race, but now he's got to settle it down and make sure he doesn't do any more track limits. We don't want the race to be disturbed with track limits. We've seen enough of that in the past.
We have, again, it's the thing the drivers are warned about, and they know that they can put 2 wheels over the white line if they get near to both lots. It gets caught. It's video footage now, not just a still picture, which goes to the clerk.
Yeah.
It's picked up by the tech, but the clerks, there is still human intervention looking at the footage to see whether drivers are squeezed and whether that causes it or not.
We're seeing a great battle with Slater, Batik and Kobakidze further back. That was some good battling going down into turn 3. And we've got a little bit wide,
isn't it, in the 24? He's done well. There's been some good climbers here. Batik's probably the biggest climber, coming from the back up to 18th. And Anju has gone up into 23rd.
We've got head force there, under pressure from...
is that Roman Felber, isn't it?
It's Roman, yeah. Roman Felber in the Fortec car.
He's had a good recovery as well, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has, yeah. So obviously Fortec have not had a great race so far. We've got Felber around the outside of Headforce there. Nearly had another little bit of contact. He's had a good run coming out of Graham Hill. Is he going to get down the inside into Surtees? Now they're going to go side by side. Headforce keeps his line and keeps the position.
Yeah, nice bit of racing between those two, and a good effort by Roman Felber. Nowhere near the points, unfortunately. I'm guessing is Felber a rookie? No, he's not. So he's not even going to be picking up rookie points here, which is a pity for him. But it's such a hard championship this year with 30 cars on the grid. We had 31 at Donington Park. Ella Lloyd using it as a little bit of a warm-up for the F1 Academy racing. Now, interestingly, P2, Adam Alazari gets fastest lap.
Yeah, he's only 4/10 behind Jeff Hall now. So, yeah, he's done a 45.6. But unfortunately, a 45.690, and we've got a 45.696 from Jeff Hall. Although on the last lap he did a 45.7, so yeah, he was a 10th quicker there.
What's that, about a quarter of a carling?
Yes, it's ridiculous. But every little counts, and you can see he's close enough to pick up a little bit of a toe. Now you can get a toe down the straights, but unfortunately in single-seaters and other cars that have got a little bit of aero, you do get a bit of wash unless you can set the car up to deal with that front end understeer, which is when the grip at the front just won't bite the way you want it to, which allows the car in front to just get away slightly. So yeah, this is a difficult job now for Alazari, because he's close enough now to get that slipstream, but it is also close enough to get a little bit of aero wash.
Yeah, this is going to be tough, isn't it? This is why the GP circuit with the sort of wide open space is probably a little bit more suited to the slicks and wings of these cars, but that's not to say that we won't see overtaking. We saw it off the start, but it is going to be a big ask, isn't it, for Adam Alazari. Just trying to see Van Langenbach only down in 7th. We'd have expected him to be up podium. Jungling in the points in 8th place. Scotkin Lindblom and Ethan Lennon completing the point scorers at the moment. Point for fastest lap with Alazari as well, but top 3 looking relatively settled. Lewis Werrell is top rookie here, so he can get his first.
Sutton there is off as well there. It's not a good day for CDR, with obviously Mercier out of the race now. Sutton, not sure what's happened there. That is a bit of front wing damage, so I'm not sure if she's had contact with someone else or she's hit the wall. But Alazari there is he's taken another 10th out of Jeff Hall on that last lap. Let's see what this lap brings. 45.7. They're both on a 45.7. Jeff Hall was a little bit quick on that lap, so yeah, I don't think Jeff Hall's going to worry too much. He's a world karting champion. He knows how to deal with pressure, and he's doing a great job leading this race right now.
He is, very much so. Adam Alazari doing a good job chasing as well. Lots of talk going on about we'll see these cars in a fortnight's time at Snetterton, and then they go for one of the away days, which is the revival of, whether you remember this name or not, the International Trophy meeting at Silverstone. And it used to be like an F1, F5000 race, but this year it's going to be the feature race for F4. It's
nice.
a lovely heritage thing.
That's great. Yeah. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So that's the Silverstone event that's after Snetterton. That's the week after. Yeah. Okay.
Very excited about that, and lovely that F4's getting that recognition.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And we're hoping to be there to commentate on that race as well.
Yep.
Let's see if we can pull that together, because it's always good to give these guys as much coverage as possible, especially with so many of them coming from all over the world. A great battle further back here is that Batig there in the Red Bull car.
It is.
She's fighting hard with Kabakidze.
It's a silent K. Second K is
it?
Silent, yeah. Kabakidze. Yeah, I've got the.
It's a good move there. Nearly managed to get the run coming onto the back straight there. This is allowing Wolney.
Jackson Wolney in the fat racing, and I point to my stomach when I say that's not actually that.
Big slide there, Kabakidze.
Oh, here comes Wolney, makes the move up the inside. A lot of very quick Americans coming into British racing this year, which is super to see. A lot of them in F4. We've got a Mini Cooper driver coming up as well from the States as well. But yeah, Wolney, nice pass there.
Yeah, that was a good move. Yeah, obviously a big slide there for Kabakidze, and allowing Wolney to get that run. But he's now trying to go back round the outside. That won't work around the outside of Druids.
These are teammates as well. I know they're a different livery, but the fat racing sort of plain white livery. That's a scholarship drive, isn't it? That Wolney won in the Stage 6 FAT racing on the green wing. And yeah, 2 teammates, but you wouldn't think that from the look of it, and the battle.
Yeah, exactly. We do have a time penalty, a 5-second penalty for number 73, which is Roman Felber. Yeah, a real shame there to get our first penalty. And we've also got black and white flag for number 12, Sadiq. So, yeah, not ideal, but it's not been as bad as we've seen in the past. Donington was a nightmare in qualifying in particular with the amount of track limits. But they're being much more behaved now, and we're only seeing the odd penalty.
Thank goodness for that.
Yeah, otherwise I'd be moaning.
Does that mean I can write the results in pen rather than pencil today?
Yeah.
You think I'm joking?
Yeah. Oh no, we all know. Right, we've got just over a minute left of this race. So we've got...
Werrell's under a bit of pressure here, isn't he, from Palmer?
Yes, yeah, Palmer is all over the back of him here as he's getting a good run out of the last corner, down the start-finish straight. Werrell gets that one covered, but this is going to allow Palmer to throw it down the inside job into the paddock. What a move. What a move.
No overtaking in single seaters, Phil.
Yeah. Oh, he's coming back in though. Wirral is trying to come back going into Druids. That will not make Wirral happy at all, because he played the dummy. He went left and then he just threw it down the inside as soon as Wirral opened the door. So great driving from Palmer. He deserved that one. Look at him go, move over out of his mirrors over to the left, throwing it down the inside. There's a big bump there as well, so it's very easy to lock up. That was one of the best moves I've seen in F4.
Yeah, I agree with that. I didn't think he was going to do it. I thought he was game over. He'd had a little look and had forgotten about it. There's 27 seconds to go. So getting into the close, that's a super move.
I love it. Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, he's obviously one to watch. He had a bit of an unlucky incident at Donington when he was battling with Van Langendonk, and he was actually he's taken out of the race. But it was a bit of a grey area of whose fault it was. Unfortunately, I think Dries did get a penalty, but yeah, the bigger penalty was obviously Palmer not finishing. But yeah, he's made up for it with that one. We're making a move up to P4 to get as many points as he can, as we get another fastest lap from Adam Al-Azhari.
Yeah, he is giving chase, but it is Ethan Jeff Hall on his final tour who is going to have a second F4 win, his first for this season, and a fourth different winner already. I think, Phil, you said 15 different winners you reckon we were going to have this year. Well, we're nearly a third of the way to that already, and only the fourth race of the year. There's the checker. Jeff Hall takes the win. Al-Azhari second. Tommy Harfield gets a maiden podium of the season in third place. Theo Palmer with that super move on Lewis Werrell. Great drive from both Palmer and Werrell. Lesser drivers would have come together, but they didn't. It was Jarrett Clark in sixth. Seventh goes to Dries van Langendonk, and Timo Jungling completing our top 8.
Yeah, it was a good race. Very, very good race, considering we had a red flag and a safety car. Well-deserved win there from Jeff Hall. And yeah, Al-Azhari pushed him hard all the way to the end. Harfield in third for the CDR team. Great drive from him, but yeah, well-deserved from the Mercedes driver who drives for Argenti.
Qualified second on the grid in his maiden year of F1 3 times last year, so we know he's got the pace for qualifying. That's going to be so important, isn't it, to get that first win for this season. I mean, he'd won before, so he knew he was capable, but to get it this year, when we've had 3 other winners already, and to see the likes of Dries van Langendonk back in 7th. Dries is still in the points, which is significant. But yeah, we've got a really competitive championship.
We have, yeah. This is one of the most competitive I've seen, and it's great to see so many cars on the grid. And you know, it just shows how strong and how important the British F4 Championship is to do.
How does it rate with you? Looking at, you know, we were talking about an obviously different spec with Autumn Fisher coming in from French F4, but you know, Spanish, Italian F4 that run the same cars. Is this more competitive than those, or?
So in the previous years, Italian has been the one to do if you want to make it all the way to Formula 1, because you do a lot more of the circuits that you're going to race at, and it's big grids, and it's very competitive. Now, Italian is still up there, but British is catching them. This is, I would say, Spanish is there, but British now, because they're such hard circuits, and you're getting so many cars on the grid now, it's becoming one of the most competitive, one of the most important championships to do, along with the Italian or maybe the Spanish.
Well, here's the result of what is a very competitive championship. Round 4 of the Viratools F4 British Championship. Ethan Jeff Hall, 4th different winner in as many races. Adam Al-Azhari takes 2nd position, and next up is Tommy Harfield from Theo Palmer. I think Palmer getting fastest lap in the closing stages of that one as well. Lewis Werrell in 5th, Jarrett Clark and Dries van Langendonk. Timo Jungling 8th from Scotkin Lindblom, and Ethan Enden completing the point scorers in 10th. 11th goes to George Proudford-Nalder, with Ethan Carney 12th from Cole Hewitson and Cam Nelson. And it was Jabba Al-Sabah from Alfie Slater making progress through the grid, as did Kara Battig. Jackson Walney we saw with a good overtake on Hani Sadiq. Hani in 19th, Leon Headforth completing the top 20. Matti Kobahidze in 21st from Vegard Clementson. Sun Anju is next from Roman Felber and Autumn Fisher. And sadly, some problems for Daniela Sutton, Henry Mercier, Kit Malofsky, Cash Felber and Joseph Smith in that original start. Championship table looks like this. Ethan Jeff Hall jumps into the lead by 4 points from Dries van Langendonk. He'll be happy with that moving into Sunday's second race of the weekend. Dries second, Theo Palmer third from Joseph Smith, now down to fourth. How quickly things change. Scott King-Lindblom in fifth from Tommy Harfield and Adam Malazari. Jarrett Clark eighth from Lewis Werrell. And in 10th place is Ethan Lennon. The rookie standing still headed by Dries van Langendonk. Lewis Werrell, though, has done his cause well with a good result. Second from Jabba Al-Sabah. The top six completed by Timo Jungling, Leon Headfors and Mate Kobahidze. And Louise is with Ethan Jeff Hall. So let's hear from those two.
Yeah, our fourth different winner of the 2026 season, but first win for you this year. That was a good race.
Yeah, it was incredible. Obviously started second. The first start got red flagged. I was quite happy with where we were, obviously, and then did the restart and got into lead and held from there. So yeah, I'm over the moon. The team did a fantastic job, so I'd like to say a massive thanks to them, my engineer, my mechanic. But yeah, what a race. Hopefully it's the first of many, but this is my first proper win apart from the reverse grid last year, so I'm over the moon.
You say got it into the lead, but it was a little bit more than that. That was quite some move you pulled around the outside. Just talk us through it.
Yeah, I mean, I had a bit of a tricky start off the line and then hit the limiter into the first corner, but yeah, just came alongside the others and carried the speed around the outside and just managed to get the move done. I was quite surprised, but yeah, it was a good move and just so happy.
And how difficult was it to manage the race thereafter? I mean, obviously you had the safety car to deal with. I mean, I guess in a way that played into your hands because you didn't have so many racing laps to be making sure that you kept the lead, did you?
Yeah, I mean, it can be tricky, but sometimes it helps you out. Obviously, you don't have to lead as many laps, and you can maybe stretch a bit of an advantage off the start. But yeah, it was hot out there today, so it's all about trying to manage the tyres, keep everything cool. So I think we did that quite well, and pace was strong. So yeah.
Well done, congratulations. And from a man who really enjoyed, Adam, let's bring you in second. So from a man who really enjoyed having a restart to a driver who I'm thinking probably didn't enjoy the restart quite as much because it was all looking good for you race one, wasn't it? Or part one, should I say?
Yeah, I mean, first start, obviously it was really good. Yeah, kept the lead, even though obviously starting in P1 here, it's a bit more uphill, more on the dirty side. Yeah, I just about held the lead and then red flag, unfortunately. And then, yeah, I mean, I got a decent start again. I got a bit of a push from Tommy right before T1, so I was a bit cautious. And then, yeah, obviously Ethan did a good job to get it around the outside. And then, yeah, honestly, I want to thank the team. The pace was really good. I kept up with Ethan the whole time, even with the dirty air. I think kept him under a bit of a pressure. And yeah, I just want to say thanks to the team, to be honest. Yeah.
How tricky was it? As you say, you were piling in the fastest laps, really putting the pressure on Ethan. But with that dirty air, it's not easy in these F4 cars, is it?
No, that's why I was really happy when I started on pole. Yeah, I mean, just a dirty air T1 mostly. Not much you can do. I mean, only overtaking spot here, to be honest, last corner. But yeah, I mean, fair play to him.
Good pace though, and there's plenty more to play for this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, on the first start, my pace was really good, so unfortunate to get stuck in P2.
Good stuff. Well done, well done. And Tommy, I mean, given the start that you had to this season, that's a really good result for you, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we've been struggling for pace all year. Donington obviously didn't go to plan at all, so it's good to get a great result. Finally, I guess it's second weekend, but feels like finally we've got some pace. He struggled a bit then, but much better.
Yeah, I mean, the first start in particular, I think, was really good for you, wasn't it?
Yeah, first start made up two. Yeah, I knew I was very confident with my starts at Donington, so I knew I had a chance to go again. It's a shame about the second start because I had a run at them again, but they just blocked me. I could have got to to P1 if they disappeared.
And I'm guessing, unlike Ethan, you would have liked actually a few more racing laps, because we had the safety car, which kind of, you know, took a few racing laps away from you. You'd have liked a few more to try and make up more ground.
I don't know, because I don't think I was going to make much more ground. I was struggling a bit with the tyres. They had a bit more pace, and I think Palmer just got to fourth. He was quite quick, so almost happy it ended.
Very honest answer.
Yes, yes.
Well done, congratulations. I'll let you head off to the podium. So our first F4 race of the weekend is now complete. Back to you guys to close things down.
Thanks very much, Louise. Yeah, great to hear from Adam Alazari in second position, Tommy Harfield in third. Their first podiums of the season. And of course, race winner Ethan Jeff Hall, who leapfrogs into the F4 Championship lead after 4 of 30 rounds. It's been a good way to get the weekend underway, aside from the damage, which we don't like. Loads more coverage for you coming up over the course of the weekend, but thanks ever so much for your company today. In addition to rounds 5 and 6 of the British F4 Championship tomorrow, of course, you'll be joining us on ITV4 for the British Touring Car Championship rounds 4, 5 and 6. All the build-up starting on ITV4 from 10:45 a.m. So make sure you're stocked up with your favourite snacks and your favourite soft drinks. We look forward to your company. Thanks so much for joining Phil Glue and I today for the F4. Have a great evening, have a nice night's sleep, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye for now.